Well, all right. Let's get right into it. I'm going to do these two sides today. This is actually the bottom, and I've got these two things here. Took all of last stream to get both of them right. This wound up not being very compatible. It was just so far up on one thing, which meant that I had to completely do the rest of it. I wonder, I could have probably just gone the other way. Well, there was more mistakes. At any rate, now this thing sits very much correctly with the rest of it, so lined up. Yeah, that's probably a better way to display it. Oh, I can't see what you see. You can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Well, that lines up with that. That lines up with that. And so that sits very nicely in there. A lot of overlapping, a few overlap over here. So I'm trying to do it where it doesn't overlap at all. Remember, this is only my second attempt at making a piece with this project, with this padded wire construction. Very excited to see what I plan to do in the future, and to see what other people plan to do in the future. Huh. That's backwards. Whatever. I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's get some music going. It's actually the bottom, so hopefully the top doesn't look like that. No. It sure doesn't. Pointing this way. Pointing that way. Okay. Well, at least it's the bottom. And it'll likely be covered up anyway. Let's see here. Race car, pump, rubber ducky. I'm almost afraid. Space lady's pretty good. Hurry up. Hot coffee. Hello, Mr. Princeton. Oh, oops. There we go. Huh. Well, let's just get on. Let's just get on in it. Alright. Hit record. This is kind of crooked. Let me fix that. Much better. Alright, let's get some wire. Probably some at my feet somewhere, but I'm not gonna scoot my chair back to look. Oops. Dang it, what did I just do? How about that? I'll just move my thing. Let's pop out the chat. Trying to make it where I can see everything. What I need is like 2 screens, but I cannot expect my computer to do that. Terrible. I think I can wear my rings during this too. This is nice. working with that steel, it's so hard to. You have to use so much force that wearing rings can damage them for one, and two, damage your fingers. Let's begin. That'll work. Hmm. So off. It's here like way off for it to work. Fine. At least they meet in the middle. Probably move it over just a little bit more. It's worth doing over. Goddamn. How in the world could I possibly screw up so badly? I think that'll work. It's insanity. Oh boy. I do not know how these subtle, so subtle. The difference in length is so subtle, and yet it makes a world of difference. I can't stand it enough. It's like with origami. Holy shit, origami. The reason I always recommend origami as a way of dealing with anger issues is because holy shit. If you want to become more patient, train yourself to be more patient by making origami. It really doesn't matter what kind, but I always did modular origami. And you'd be doing, however much time it takes to do a certain piece, only to find that it actually doesn't work out. It's either too small, either lopsided of some kind, or, I guess that's if you like cut your own paper. I always cut my own paper. I never did none of that. None of that pre-cut paper, pain in the ass. But at any rate, let's get back to this. Jeez. No. Well, maybe I might actually be able to salvage that a tiny bit. Here's for trying. I'm glad my pliers were there. Better. No. Alright, well, I could actually give it a little bit more. Let's try it. That actually fits way better. Noise. Or at least for now. This one was too short. This one was too long. They happen to even out nicely. So hopefully, that translates well. Who am I kidding? I guess you guys couldn't even see what I was doing. Nobody could. Only me. there for now. So essentially, this one was way too long coming past here. Now it's arguably too short. No, it's good. And this one was way too short. So now it seems we are doing better. I know these are okay because they're just not in the right spot, but damn. No. Ouch. Shit. So very annoying. I stopped putting my headdress up here because I kept knocking it over and falling on the damn cord, which means that it's the end of the stream. Whew. There's a good one. I just put this one on repeat. Put it on a repeat. The replay on it there. Motion. Bombs are heavy. Bomb spaghetti. Liquid work. Falling asleep here. Let's see here. Oh boy. Bark, bark, bark. Oh my God. Ow. Ow. Right on a nerve. In fact, right on a scar that hasn't had nerves in a long time. It feels funny. I'm glad I didn't spill my soda. Shit. Ow. Actually, I don't know. That one might be all right. I forget that one of these sides is much shorter. Yeah, this one's much shorter because it's very different on that side. Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. get this done as quickly as possible. Then I gotta go eat something because I guess I keep forgetting to go do that. Maybe something more than just cheese and crackers. Perfect. Perfectus Mactus. Shit. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is happening because I adjusted something. Shit. Nice. I fixed it. Shit, I better get that recording started again. Oh yeah. How's it going, man? Yeah, the mirror helps me see what I'm doing on the other side. So if I've got it like this and I'm draping something over, this allows me to see what I'm doing over here. So I'm like, okay, that matches. All right, this matches. Very helpful. It's come in handy a very, very large amount of times. I'll tell you another great idea I had. Check this out. Ah, fuck, that hurt. I just closed my arm in the drawer. Come on, I just want one. Just want one. Is that just one? Dang, that's one card. No, of course it's two. So imagine you're trying to make a bend, right? And you need that bend to be the same bend on the other side. Check this out. Dang it. Let's see what you guys can see. So if you've got a bend that you want to redo or do the same on the other side, you take an index card and your project and and then draw a line where the bend is, and then when you come across, go to the other side and it's straight, you take that, go to the other side, and or use the transparency of it and just follow the same path. I found that really helped making things symmetrical on King of Obsidian King. And I really like that one. It helps. It helps a lot. I see. Draw and fold. Oh no, just draw and yeah. I guess you saw that. I'm very close to being done, and then I gotta get off and eat something. Ow, shit. Hope you're doing all right. You want to call? You're welcome to call. That's been the biggest project so far. By far, it seems like it's taking the longest. It does seem to be taking the longest for sure, but it's mostly because I'm just having a really hard time keeping my hands from hurting a whole lot. So I've been working maybe an hour or two a night. Yeah. What was that? It's for you're putting your headphones on. I'm taking mine off. This has to be the biggest one, and yeah, the one taking the longest. Oh man, I tell you, that Crown of Gas took 4 months. I'm not really sure how long we're taking so far now, but damn, it is certainly taking a long time. Forever, even. One could argue it's taking a fortnight and a half. It's not working. It's all right. I just have to make some adjustments here. I'm just gonna have to expect that sort of thing. Maybe in the future, I give myself enough wire to play with, and then just kind of go with that sort of with. Yeah. Trouble is that I can't really get my tool in there. There we go. That's better. Just make an adjustment here real quick. So what's your day been like, my brother?
Much worked.
It worked.
Just way back to background.
Sure. It's better.
Such a dog.
He is four-legged.
Just the canines.
He barks like a dog, at least.
Yeah. Some cats.
All he needs is a cute little Napoleon jacket, and he sleep.
With yellow tassels on the shoulders?
Yeah, and a scone inside there, so that his paw, can reach in and grab the scone. Maybe it was a croissant.
You're mistaken.
No, man, Animaniacs solved that mystery of what the hell he was reaching for when he was grabbing into his jacket. And when he was done posing for the painting, he pulled out a French treat, like a scone or something, like an eclair. And maybe I think it was chocolate or cream filled or something, so it might have been like an equivalent to a donut. And he's like, oh, you know how Animaniacs does their animation.
Yeah.
Very exaggerated. I heard they came out with a movie, and oh my god, I hope it didn't bomb.
I'm sure it did.
Well,
you can't have woke Animaniacs.
I hope that it's not woke.
It's gonna be woke. Don't kid yourself.
Hell, even what's it called? Rocco's Modern Life. Their movie, the one that came out, the one that never led to another movie ever again, was like his horrible neighbor turned into a freaking trans. And nothing wrong with trans. It's just like they really, it's like these woke cultures are allergic to money. Nobody relates to that. So who's going to watch it? It's kind of like people saying that, oh, black media, white people are racist because they don't watch black television, and black television gets, low ratings. That must mean that America is racist. And it's like, no, it just means that there are more white people than black people, which means that there are less black people than white people watching their stuff. So yeah, it's going to happen that way because people who can't relate to something aren't going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch a show about some gangster.
Right. Blaming white people on their problems. Them problems?
I'll never forget that. We were going to a liquor store, and Cassidy, we saw somebody walking down the street. He's wearing red and white, like a red hoodie. And she pointed, and she goes, "You can always trust somebody wearing red and white." I said, "What?" And she goes, "Oh, never mind." I said, "What?" Never mind. I said, "A gangster? You can always trust a gangster? Like, is that what you're trying to tell me?"
Good Lord. You can always trust a gangster.
That was a big conversation because I guess she realized what she said to me, and I'm not the kind of person who goes, "Oh yeah,"
You keep telling.
She said it to the wrong person. I guess.
You keep telling me all these freaking red flags.
And blue flags, apparently.
What the hell's a blue flag?
Crips.
Crips. Oh, I used to taxi blood and Crips. They paid me $20 per trip. It didn't matter where.
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, well, it made me some money.
Yeah, that's probably murder for the transport. You don't know.
She is pro-police all the way. It's good cop got convicted today. It's good the cop got convicted today. I don't know if I agree. It's hard to... Yeah, it's hard to know nowadays because I don't trust the jury to not be biased. I don't trust the government.
The president got on the television and said that man was guilty of murder in broad daylight. It's like that man overdosed on drugs in broad daylight. I watched the trial.
Ridiculous. What it does is it undermines. It's the kind of thing like we've seen videos of police officers just blatantly shooting the shit out of somebody, like crying and whimpering, trying to plead for their life or whatever. Oh, but nobody
Yeah.
cares about that because they happen to be white or the guy who did it was black. So it's just like, no, there's no way that the Kavanaugh was his name.
I remember watching the homeless guy
Trying to
get his
blame
knees, like get his legs beat so bad that he'll never walk again. And he got to the point where he's literally like staring at his legs as they're beating them like jelly.
Oh my god, I remember that video. Holy shit, that
like
really
those incidences. That's what people would, I would think, would burn.
Dude, yeah, I remember his legs were
care
freaking
about the overdoses,
pulled.
the drug addicts, and the murder, or the what is
Trying to
whatever his name
blame.
is, he got shot while running.
Oh yeah, well
literally robbing at gunpoint while choking.
Yeah, well, one of the problems is culture, in terms of. Hang on, let me read this real quick. Trying to blame his death on drugs was scumbags. I'm sorry. Trying to blame his death on drugs. What scumbags? There's no doubt they will. There's no. Sorry, it's hard to read this. There's no doubt they will not go. There's no. You'll have to retype that, dude. What scumbags? There's no.
I don't think I'm reading the same thing you are.
It's definitely jumbled. They will not go to or resort to save their sorry fucking asses. Well, the trouble is that he didn't have his knee on his neck for what was it, 9 minutes? They keep saying or whatever. The real issue.
He literally died by overdose.
It doesn't even.
He even said on camera, "I took too many drugs."
No, the real issue here is that it doesn't even matter that he died of drugs or died from the knee or whatever. Is that mob rule won? It doesn't matter what actually happens.
That's really where, that's what
is that there are plenty of police incidences where the police officer is clearly in the wrong, still working, still getting a paycheck, or at least not working and still getting a paycheck, that will go free because there's not a race issue. There isn't politicians screaming about race and shit like that. So no, the cop is guilty. I'm saying I don't know what the truth is anymore because I keep getting told one thing and then seeing another, and then something like this happens where it's like, I don't believe it. The jury didn't even get to see a lot of things that I got to see. Like when they made the jury leave the room to talk about issues like the Fifth Amendment being deployed by a guy who is not able to say anything because he's a criminal. There's nothing he can say that won't incriminate him because he's actively a criminal in everything he does in life. So it's like like what I was saying before, this is a culture issue. Is that you've got one culture that acts and preaches law and order, and you have another culture that acts and preaches death and destruction while holding up criminals as heroes. What's his face? He's not a hero. I forget. George Floyd is no freaking hero. He was a criminal scumbag who was okay. They want to say, "Oh, he's this great guy. Oh, he's this great guy. Look at him. Look how friendly he is in the grocery or the convenience store." I'm like, I see his bullshit. I see right through that bullshit. He knows the 20's fake. He's moving his hands around. He's making a big scene, making it out like he's super friendly. Like, oh, you couldn't possibly accuse me of any wrongdoing. Look how friendly I am. I've seen that bullshit. That bullshit's been done on me. I've fallen for it. I've not fallen for it. I don't believe that bullshit for 1 second. He was a goddamn criminal, felony criminal with a drug problem. A quote, he's struggling with a drug problem. People struggling with drug problems don't do their drugs in public. They do it in hiding because they're ashamed of it. He wasn't ashamed of his drugs. He openly did it in front of everybody. And then when he got caught doing anything, he acted like a little baby because he knows all he has to do is say, I'm in fear for my life and I'm scared. I can't breathe. I'm going to die. I don't want to die. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. If white people did that, they'd get away with it too. because that's how that works. What happens when you catch a toddler in the wrong? They want to deny, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter what you saw. You didn't. I know you saw my hand in the cookie jar. I know that you saw me with the crumbs on my shirt and in my mouth, but I didn't do it. And I'm going to pitch a hissy fit until I get my way. And the only way to handle that is by, well, for one, making them quiet for discipline and putting them in timeout and showing them that no, you didn't get away with it. I saw what you did, and whatever damage you do after I catch you, whether it be trying to hide evidence, whether it be swallowing the evidence so that you freaking overdose on cookies, it's like no, law and order must prevail, and that is not what happened today. Mob justice, mob, I say mob justice, mob ruled the day today. That's for sure. But for me, I really don't. But it in the grand scheme of things, for me, it doesn't matter. The worst things get, the better. I think in terms of, excuse me, let me finish that by saying the worse things get, the better things get faster. The faster things get better. There we go. In that we have to have our rights stripped from us for us to realize how freaking important they are and why we fought a civil war over it last time. Last time this happened. Really, I think that there's more sinister shit going on because you see this kind of rhetoric in Africa where there's constantly people trying to take over other countries and take over the hearts and minds of the people by saying, even though you've got it good, I'm going to tell you over and over and over again that you could have it better if it weren't for this class of people. And they constantly fight each other because there's constantly people saying these things, saying the wrong thing. You know how many people, how many Democrats have you seen who constantly spew lies over and over? You know it's a lie. Nancy Pelosi knows it's a lie. Every single one. Chuck Schumer knows it's a lie. Nadler knows it's a lie. All of the people in the Democrat Party that are in power knows that they constantly spew lies. What are we supposed to do about it? Right? I don't know. I don't know. That's not my solution to everything is a big red shiny button. So yeah, let's take a page from Randy Newman, shall we? Let's drop the big one now. Oh, oops. Trying to play it. No depths they will not go to save your sorry asses. The cop is guilty. No, the cop is guilty. I don't know. That's my thing is I don't know because from what I saw, he wasn't guilty of the things they claimed that he was in. Now, if they explained it that what his verdict was simply the fact that he died in his custody, okay, maybe I can argue, or maybe I can accept that argument that he was responsible for his life and he died in his custody and care. I can get that, but that's not what I heard. I heard that he's a murderer, racist, murdering racist, bastard, evil devil man that needs to be murdered no matter what the verdict is. And they could string him up on a cross and burn it in front of everybody, in front of the people who want pieces of his flesh to hold in their hand and eat in their mouth. You can't do anything to satisfy them. There's nothing you can do. And unfortunately, it takes weak men for them to win. And let me say, just about everybody in the fucking Congress who are on the right side are weak men. They really are. It just, they're not doing enough. But then again, I don't deserve power because I know exactly what I would do with it. I would use it. Yeah, I would definitely use it. And that's why I shouldn't hold any kind of government official position. Well, John, it's not a contest. Like that's, I get the argument. The trouble is that that's really not even the point. I think we really need to start pointing out that, like, who are these people who keep saying this garbage? Who are these people who keep calling white people racist for being white while having the luxury of not being called racist for hating white people? It, that's who we need to be focusing on, because all these people who spout the same argument, oh, black people are murdered so much and blah blah blah, and it's like, even arguing with them, well, why are they being murdered? Quote, murdered, as you say, at such alarming rates. They don't want to hear the argument because they know the argument.
Eventually, eventually it always ends in suppression somewhere. Somewhere along the line,
Yeah.
the white man did it to them, and now that's why they're doing it.
Well, certainly,
Like,
what you already.
how far the argument goes backwards
Yeah.
to like, well, you shouldn't be committing crime. Well, maybe we need to commit crime. So,
Yeah, no, and that's exactly why you don't.
To the white man keeping them down.
Yeah, and that's why you don't argue with those kind of people. In that you're only see. It was put to me very very beautifully the other day. Is that when was the last time you ever heard of Milo Yiannopoulos? Right,
What?
Milo Yiannopoulos, the gay Republican who loved Trump, who had a black boyfriend and who was Jewish, but everybody kept saying he was a white supremacist. He was fighting against the feminist movement for the longest time, and you don't hear about him anymore. He lost the fight in the end because he did exactly that. He went on stage with people who were unreasonable, who made stupid accusations of racism and bullshit like that, and he lost because he fought on their terms. He fought on their grounds. I say we act like they're, what are they called? Well, for one, Black Panther. Do you ever hear about Black Panther? They're still around. You don't hear about them because everybody knows they're racist and terrorists, really. So it's like anything they say and do is like, oh, it's not a surprise because, I mean, they're terrorists. So
like Antifa or like BLM. That's what I think it's crazy that the nation doesn't see BLM as terrorism.
well, it's because we've been.
The crazy thing is, there's too many of us. I say us as in the nation. I'm not a supporter, but there's too many like normal people supporting it. Because then, if you call it terrorism, then like a third of our country is a terrorist now.
It isn't even that many people. That's the real issue. Is that it's like I was saying with the gay community. I don't have a voice in the gay community. They don't want to hear what I have to say. So you only get from the LGBT the worst of them, of the gay people who want to bring sexuality into elementary schools and libraries, gay people who want to normalize trans stuff instead of fixing the problem and fixing the mental issues there. No, it's like you only hear the loudest of the group because the freaking media, I'm including Tucker Carlson, including all of Fox News, every single bit of television theater is bad. It's just like people just need to just turn TV off. I think that would solve a shit ton of problems. And I mean TV shows, TV like entertainment, Saturday Night Live, TV. Maybe YouTube is fine. TV needs to go. That is just
YouTube teaches so much. You could pretty much.
You can
almost at this point. There's so many professors actually talking about their field. You could almost like.
You can
just on YouTube.
You can watch TV shows on YouTube. I mean, like it's really the TV part that I think is super super bad. Is that it's like it just robs people of their time and their brains because they're not thinking. They're just sitting on the couch waiting through the commercial, watching the television show, and then all they think about is what they watched, But you can't get rid of TV.
You don't pay for YouTube, so you watch just as much advertisements as I do.
Huh?
So you don't even pay for YouTube, so you watch just as much advertisements as I do. I don't watch ads.
I don't watch ads.
I pay.
Hell no, I don't watch ads.
No, you'll watch the first 5 seconds or whatever they make you do.
Yeah, but I'm not about to be brainwashed by them.
My favorite part about having YouTube Red is the fact that I can listen to music and lock my screen and and I can just have my phone running all day and not run out of battery just because it's not really working that hard. That's nice.
Yeah.
And that really goes well with like podcasts. Now I can listen to podcasts all day at work. 8 hours every my life right now, every weekday for 8 hours, and I'm really liking that. I feel so much. I wouldn't say smarter. I just feel so much more knowledgeable in many other things than I was before.
Yeah. Yeah, when you go through a learning fit, that's always fun. Well, back on the subject of George Floyd, my big thing about that is, when is George Floyd going to take any responsibility for his stupid decisions in life? Nobody wants to hold him accountable for one, being a scumbag criminal. like, oh, but he's so lovely at home, and and he's so friendly. He's known as the uncle of the town. It's like, can we not?
And he really impressed Nancy Pelosi by crying for his mom.
Oh God, yeah. As if they don't all do that. I remember like pleading and begging when I couldn't fucking get my trench coat off the hood. They left my trench coat in the car, and I couldn't take it to fucking jail with me. I was being a little bitch. It was so stupid. Everybody acts like a goddamn idiot when they get caught doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do was go visit a friend. It's just like, actually, no. The first time I was just trying to go get a sundae. Mom wanted a sundae for Mother's Day. I got freaking arrested on Mother's Day. Second time was, I think it was going over to Weston's.
Yeah, it's a fucked up story there. Not the first one. The first one I did weed, so we do,
Yeah, the second one was because of the first one. They knew my car at that point and kept harassing.
That's what the stupid part is.
And that was the third time I got pulled over by them. The second time I didn't get arrested for somehow just because I didn't have anything on me. And not to mention all the times not to mention how many times they just, whatever reason, who knows what it was. It could have been just to check my license plate or what. All I know is, every time I pulled out of that goddamn driveway and saw that car, saw the police officer, or not just out of the driveway, but every time I drove down that road and saw a police car, they fucking turned around and either followed me or then turned around again, or the other two times that they freaking pulled me over. Of course, it probably wasn't every time that I saw a police officer, but certainly I remember, I don't know, at least 5 times that I've recorded the police following me and or pulling me over.
I wonder how many times people brake check police.
That is a bad idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, they ride your butt to the point you don't even see their headlights anymore, and I think it's ridiculous.
I remember I was driving down the dirt road in North Dakota, and these super bright lights from my eye, I couldn't freaking see coming towards me or whatever. So I actually had to pull off to the side and like find the shoulder so I could like stop, and I couldn't freaking see. Turns out it was a freaking police officer, and I'm like, God damn, I look like a drunk person. I'm driving all over the road. I can't see, so he pulls out behind me, and of course, we're freaking out. And then he doesn't even pull me over. He just turns around again. It happens everywhere. It's the most annoying thing. Causing stress on people just to fucking fuck with them, But they don't care. They're the ones in power. Give anybody power, see how long they care about the people that are under them.
Yeah, I really want to get a local cop on a podcast.
I don't know if they're allowed.
I don't see why, like on their own time, I don't see why that wouldn't be allowed.
It's mostly because of like department issues. If you have an opinion as an active police officer, it can be trouble with your job.
Well, then, I mean, we don't have to ask any questions like that, but it would be cool to get the experience.
Shit, I mean, ask the police officer, maybe I'm talking out my ass. I'm pretty sure, just ask a police officer if they'll do an interview and see what they say.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here shooting
I'm
down
sorry,
your
I know any
idea.
of them. I want to get like the more entertaining or more experienced one, but I don't know any of them.
Well, you gotta get to know them now.
Maybe I'll plan an arrest.
Yeah. You follow them around. Get really close. Listen to their conversations. You know, like understand who they are. Look through their stuff. You know, the fastest way to know a lady is to rummage through her stuff. You know, well, you really got to get. Never mind. Sorry. You got to get to the bottom of the bag. That's where all the good stuff is. You ever wonder why they always dump their bag? It's because that's where all the good stuff is, at the bottom. The nougat filling.
So, why did you decide to cover up the obsidian?
What do you mean?
Why are you putting a shell on the outside of where it's open?
Because there's going to be design over it.
So you're not going to be able to see it at all, like the stone.
Oh, for sure you could. There's not going to be a lot, like, at the very front. Maybe up here, but not, like, there might be some stray.
You don't think it would look better as a Millennium Falcon as opposed to just a fucking diamond?
Oh, it's done now.
Better example, I'm sorry. You don't think it would look better as a Halo sword?
Well, it would leave the crystal vulnerable.
Invisible.
Yeah, but with the light on. Oh, I guess it's upside down. Hang on, I gotta find that. With the light on, you can see it. I mean, I see your point.
Your piece. I'm just saying, I think it would look much better if that was open.
I mean, I see.
Right now, it's gonna end up looking like a emerald turned sideways.
Yeah. Man, if I didn't already do all that work, John, maybe you could have mentioned it earlier. But yeah, you knew what I was gonna do. It's certainly possible to undo all that and just close it off there.
Just keep it in mind. So when you're starting to decorate the thing, don't start there.
Oh no, there's certainly gonna be a lot of space out there. Imagine it this way: the design the designs on it will be a lot busier up here than it is in the middle there. So it'll still have a sort of.
Yeah, I guess I'm really just going on overall shape.
Yeah.
Like, you're turning it into like I said, like an emerald.
Yeah, a heavy one.
Where I think it looked really cool at being like a sword.
Yeah, maybe in future projects I can do a bit more branching. Since this is only my second project using the padded wire construction method, maybe I can do something other than these middle things in the future. Maybe I can do. Maybe I could do mesh, like a stiff mesh, like grate, something like that, something to that effect. Maybe flexible to a degree, but like plates, because that would allow me to put a design on it, and it would even make it look a little prettier. Yeah, exactly like that sheet metal that they cut and then pull. I think I know that's what you're talking about there. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a grate.
Scales like fish or dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Dragon scales.
Yeah, I could do something along those lines. Like make a.
Maybe more like an armor type thing than a
weapon. Like leather scales. You could do leather with that.
Yeah, they would eventually fold up and flip and look real weird.
Not
increased in weird ways.
Not if they're sewn really well.
Like a bunch of, yeah, I guess you're right. I was thinking it was just a bunch of floppy dog ears, leather scales.
Well, I definitely would need like a not just a sewing machine, but a leather sewing machine for that sort of thing, or one of those things where it's like a thick needle. Even like a punch. I think they even make like hole punches for leather, so you could just draw a thick cord through it. Ding 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 ding. Okay, let me get this done so that I can go and eat something.
Yeah, you do.
I always
You do.
I always forget. It's bad. It's so bad. Actually, that's not too bad. All these adjustments are so annoying. It's like, I wanted to do it right the first time. Why are you doing this to me? Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong, ding, 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 ding. Oh, yeah. What the? Oh, that's weird. How do I? I guess I can't just unpop the chat. Okay, fine. I'll just minimize it and put it right over the space where they would normally have it. Take that, complicated thing. There we go. My other camera seems to have pooped, so we're just kind of working off recording, unfortunately. But I think I've gotten enough of it to not worry about it too much. When you do one thing to one side, yeah, just completely screws up the rest of it. Thankfully, it looks like I have enough for it to not be a big issue, but having only so much room to work is pain in the boo-tutus. Especially when I was doing the LED lights, that really sucked. If I ever have to do that over again, I'd probably just rip this goddamn liner off and just squeeze my hand through there to figure it out. And maybe somehow figure out a way to sew it back on. Or just leave one there for it to kind of fill up the space. Or I could just stick my hand down there. Oh, right. This is upside down right now. was your day like?
It was a day.
Just one?
Yeah.
Just one day. Sorry. Sorry to hear that.
Don't know any other way.
What the hell? Let's see why you're... Oh my gosh. So, I had it on Top Chat. Live chat shows what you said. Every 18 hours, white person is killed by a police officer. Difference is we don't cry out as loud. Yeah. Not just that. It isn't just that difference, John. It's that we don't hold criminals as heroes. That's the main issue.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that again. Compared to every 33 hours for. Yeah. I think I made the point that it was just not a competition kind of thing. A lot of it would be a lot of things that would help would be things like supporting people who are saying the right thing as well, like pointing out that it is in fact racist to hate white people for the color of their skin, but it has more to do with dismantling a people, right? Like getting rid of like the nuclear family and forcing men to pay pretty much transfer wealth to women through like child support and shit like that. The feminist movie came movie feminist move feminist movement came from Africa. At least that's my guess, because they certainly tend to use the exact same tactics everywhere. In fact, I wanted to talk to you about that. It seems like exactly the same thing. You remember what Dad was saying when he was explaining to why his home country doesn't exist anymore? And if I remember correctly, or at least this is what my understanding of it was that was that the white people were really racist and they didn't want black people in power. But the reason they didn't want black people in power was because most of the people who wanted to get into power were communist. Now, instead of they were apparently kind of putting black people in power that weren't communists, but it wasn't enough. So they just started picking up guns and shooting people. And that's the basic understanding that I had that Dad's explanation was, right? Like, even if it's just even slightly close to that, exactly that is happening here, where people are just constantly crying about this, that, or the other, when it isn't that. It's actually them just, well, what's the word of the month? Word of the year almost? It seems like the gaslighting has just been brought up ever since you mentioned it about that girl. Of course, he brings it up a lot.
Gaslighting.
He brings it up a lot in that channel I watch, Think Before You Sleep. Yeah, he uses that word a lot too.
That's weird. That's a 2021 word for me.
Yeah.
I had no idea about it. I've heard it, I just didn't care to know what it meant.
Well, when you said that she used it on you, it was like, what? Like, it's exactly what she's doing to you. Like, she's accusing you of doing it. But it's exactly what gaslighting is that she isn't just blaming you that she's doing it. She's just blatantly accusing you of doing it while doing it herself, even without saying just that. Like, it's like she gaslights about everything, including her gaslighting. It's kind of like being bigoted against bigots. It's like defeats the purpose. Like, I'm a bigot against bigots. Well, that's a dangerous road. How do you know they're a bigot? Anyway, let's continue working, because I've finally managed to get it. But, this is trying times. trying to think of a way to like I don't know, get superpowers so that I could solve all the world's problems with violence. That'd be great.
Little Dragon Ball Z meme here.
Oh yeah. Speaking of
Yes,
violence.
Dragon Ball God meme here.
Oh god.
Because I don't even know
Oh yeah.
the
What?
character. But press this button and I'll come right to you. There's no point in pressing it now. I'm right here. It was that moment that Zenu realized that Goku was fucking stupid.
there's no reason to push it now. It's funny. I can think of a million ways to like turn that into something else. Oh, what's this all about? Let's see.
It's just about being with an abuser, I guess.
Lightning's life for killing her abuser in self-defense. Yeah, well, you know, what's the rest of the story? What did she do to kill him?
Yeah, because
if she dismembered his body while he was still alive, that's a bit more than abusing. The totality of circumstances, people, women are capable of the same, if not more, evil than men are. We've just all been led to believe that they're these good-natured people that never do anything wrong. Not that every girl's like that. Most women are not like that. But pretending like it doesn't exist is bad.
I hate articles like this. I'm already like beginning because of the word spoken in the title. I'm already reading it like, what the fuck is this? One of Earth's nearest stars may be a dark matter factory. It's about Beetlejuice, but it could be producing tons of hypothetical dark matter particles. It's like, oh, what am I reading that? In the first sentence, talking about hypothetical dark matter particles.
Okay. Yeah, mainstream science is stupid. You just may as well.
Pseudoscience. I don't.
It's the same thing.
This is like the what if or maybe science.
Yeah, mainstreams. That is what mainstream science is. The popular stupid shit.
The what ifs and the maybes.
Hell, imagine, if you will, a quasar shoots a gamma ray off into space in two directions. What do you think the chances are of Earth? Soon. Could happen anytime soon. Could happen tomorrow. Could happen 10 seconds from now. It could happen a billion years from now. But we will face extinction.
Did you know that marsupials are not mammals?
No.
Kangaroos aren't mammals.
Some of them lay eggs. Yeah.
Possums.
No, I'm pretty sure marsupial is its own thing.
It is its own thing.
It's because they don't have a. Well, you know why they're marsupials?
Well, they don't have a placenta.
Yeah, they don't have a placenta. It's exactly that. No placenta.
Maybe a temporary one.
Not
only when they're doing that, but it only for like weeks, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
Just like, okay. Another fun fact: I'm sure you know about the male reproductive organs on the
kangaroo.
Marsupials, but
marsupial. Well, yeah, and a kangaroo. Because they're
I
more.
guess they all have two penises, but at the same time, the females have two vaginas.
Yeah.
And then actually, the females actually have three because during childbirth, they'll actually create one in the middle.
Yeah. Like,
Oddly.
pretty odd.
That was not there before, and it goes away, like seals back up afterwards.
Probably just to let it happen a little easier.
But yeah, they give birth after just a couple weeks in a very underdeveloped embryo that is able to climb up into the pouch because it develops its arms way early.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yep.
One species of marsupial is now extinct. I think it was like 1930s it went extinct from humans, but
yeah,
one
he's
species of marsupials actually developed like hooves, like
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about I thought you were going to talk about Crash Bandicoot.
Pig-like feet. No, but pig-like feet, which is interesting because that means that they grew up with like climbing, like as a baby they were able to get into the womb, like into the pouch. Yet they developed after that pig-like feet. Really weird. Really weird.
You're weird.
Developed.
You're weird because you don't have pig feet. You ever think of that? Huh? Making fun of all these extinct creatures.
It's crazy. We always think about Pangea as the one continent of Earth's past. But like Pangea was just like the most recent one continent of the past. That like many times Earth like has put all the land in one spot and then split it up and then put it all back in one spot, split it up and then put it all back in one spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the description.
Pangea was just the most recent.
I think the description of butter on a skillet, is perfect. Because it's not like they're floating. If they were floating, then they wouldn't slide around so much like that. They'd just bump into each other like buoys. But they're gliding on top of it like a water drop on a hot surface.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just floating. I guess I don't know. Either way, it's like
land technically is floating because it's on a liquid mantle, but it's just which direction is it floating?
Yeah. Well, it's floating in the direction that the
magma's pushing it.
No, not the magma. The lighter plate. The lighter tectonic plate pushes the heavier one away. And at least in that particular form. But the fact that there is a Atlantic Ocean at all is pretty darn fascinating. Just like a big giant split in the middle of the freaking planet that just started spewing molten rock and just kept on doing it and kept on doing it until it split down the middle there.
Another really cool thing is I was studying on the Carboniferous period. Yes.
Carboniferous.
Carboniferous. I think it's whenever trees started becoming wood officially.
Oh.
Carbon.
Oh, Carboniferous. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Go on.
This is back. Insects were on the Earth, but not many. Like there were plant-eating animals as well, but not much. This is a long time ago. This is like the very first rainforests, and it's really interesting because they leave massive carbon, like coal deposits.
Yeah.
The reason is because animals didn't yet evolve to eat wood yet. So, and fungus or anything, nothing devoured wood yet. So there was a lot of wood just going to the ground and not being used. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So during that time, they call it the Carboniferous period because there's when they're doing in geology, when they're digging, there's a massive deposit of coal and carbon during that time.
I love it.
Most of them went extinct before the dinosaurs existed, though. Like most of those plants, there was an ice age, and they all.
Yeah.
That was all. Yeah. There's a couple of those. In fact, last year, apparently, there's an idea they're trying to add another mass extinction, but that's not official yet.
Sounds
And
good.
every single mass extinction, every single one, regardless of what else was going on, every single one has to do with volcanic activity in massive proportions.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. That's why I always think of that stupid global warming
we
bullshit.
Care about driving cars and global warming and all
Yeah,
that
exactly.
We want,
yeah.
If it erupts, then
We're all fucked. It won't matter a damn. Won't matter a damn bit.
More like, I don't know about more likely, but I mean,
well, really,
it's just as random for an asteroid to hit us too. I mean, like there's no less chance or greater chance.
The stupid thing is that like people, as a human race, we should have already been prepared for something like. Well, we've seen something like a basalt volcano destroy the surface of the Earth, all and everything we know on it, and the world still survive. Well, we can still survive. We just have to go underground. So let's maybe start building cities underground, just as a precaution, and get used to the underground life. And just
Joe Rogan has had a couple people on the podcast, like people that specifically look for asteroids and comets and things, like coming towards Earth, and other people that specifically look at past events, and they're really trying to push that as like, well, I mean, if like right now in our technology, we can only spot. Like, by the time we can even spot the asteroid coming towards us, it's already too late. We can't do anything. Like, there's no way right now that we can do anything about it. We just know it's about to happen,
Yeah,
like, there's no, even if we want to send nukes at it, apparently they said that's a really bad idea to go try to explode it.
Because it just pepper,
really big one, then it just turns into
just pepper the, yeah, exactly. It would just pepper the planet. It'd be a shotgun blast.
Early enough, maybe they could like Armageddon type idea, split it in half, or maybe change its direction more likely. Like if you explode it on one side, maybe like multiple times, you can maybe move it out of the way.
Well, it's hard to know because if it's big enough to destroy the planet, or at least the surface of the planet, then having an explosion in space already. Or excuse me, an explosive in space already, ready to aim at it. They would have to be traveling pretty slowly, pretty slowly in cosmic speeds for us to be able to catch up with it and intercept it. Excuse me. But I do love the concept. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, there's not much we can do. To be honest, they already know that, and that's what they were saying. Like the whole time, it's like, but like what you're saying is also what they're saying is we could prepare on the Earth, though. We could actually put,
Yeah.
And they also go into how like in the past, even recent past with hurricanes and things, like how bad the government is actually prepared. Like they're just not. They have no system in place at all for disasters, apparently.
Well,
and those are even common ones.
Well, you can't really.
Well,
maybe tornado.
Fires, they have systems because that happens every year. Right?
Yeah. Well, the main issue with living underground is, for one, there's no real escape route. Two, flooding is a big issue because you're below ground level, and if you don't have adequate pumps, it'll just fill.
So you go into mountains.
That's true. You could go into mountains, and it would be easier to
survive.
To bore into
as long as you're not going into the volcano itself.
Well, you would go to the Appalachians where they're pushing together instead of spewing out.
I'm actually looking at this article right now. I guess you can see.
I've been seeing that T-Rex there.
It's talking about how apparently a human may have been able to outrun the T-Rex. I don't believe that.
Well, out accelerate maybe.
Well, yeah, they're talking about outrun completely.
Yeah,
speed.
Silly.
It's so big. I mean, this thing, like, literally, it would take 5 steps for its one step. Like for us. I mean,
Well, you think about how fast lizards are. How fast is a kimono dragon or whatever they're called?
Those are fast.
Yeah, they're
Those
pretty
are
fast.
lizards.
Yeah, I mean T-Rex is a lizard. Well, bird, I guess.
T-Rex is a dinosaur. I'm learning more and more. Birds are not dinosaurs. Actually, they're just really close. There are modern birds that are actually relatives to dinosaurs, but we call them birds anyway. But birds and dinosaurs are actually existing at the same time on Earth for a period.
Nice. Hang on just 1 second. Earl, also known as News Now Houston, I guess was recently arrested for violating his probation. His bond police accused him of carrying a shotgun. Oh boy, I did see that he was recently in the limelight. It was a gun that held pepper balls or pink balls. He was wearing them for 58 million. He was wearing them for 58 million. Oh, for 58 million dollars. Oh, so our paintballs. He is suing. He's suing the paintball people for 58 million. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Earl. He's a famous, or excuse me, infamous auditor that has some pretty serious allegations against him, including incestual molestation of, I think, his like daughter or something. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of like there's a reason I left the audit community. Yeah, there's a reason I'm glad I left the audit community, because until they can fix that, I'm not interested.
Yeah, we could definitely outrun this thing. They're talking about the T-Rex walking at 6 miles an hour. Like, that's fast for a walk. Like, all they'd have to do is like lunge forward just a little bit. That's gonna well outrun us. You know what I mean?
Those legs look too small.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. This doesn't look right to me. They're not chickens.
Well,
like this thing.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. The chicken is the close relative to the T-Rex, but this is 20,000-pound animal. And plus I remember also hearing a lot of studies on how strong they think the bones were. The T-Rex had very strong legs, also like bone-wise. You know what I mean?
Well, were they hollow?
No.
Okay, so they weren't really like birds. They were very different from birds in that reason. But then again, they weren't flight. Yeah, and they were not flight birds. And they're not flight oriented anyway, so they wouldn't have hollow bones.
Yeah. No, they just share certain things like backwards knees and eggs. They lay eggs and things like that. They share attributes but really dinosaurs are like lizard birds.
Well, I think it's called. There's a term.
I guess.
There's a term for when there's species that do the same sort of evolution, but are totally different. Just trying to remember what it's called, and maybe even an example. Shit.
Like a platypus. Platypus isn't its own thing. I don't think a platypus is a mammal either. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Pretty sure platypus is a mammal. It's the only mammal that lays eggs.
No, there's another one. Like, there's another animal, similar in that sense. I just don't know what they're called. I'm looking it up now.
Oh, the echidna also lays eggs.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's
Yeah, the echidna is a pretty funny one. Backwards legs, four-headed penis. Those are pretty much the only ones I can remember. Almost completely blind. Oh my god, I'm so close. The platypus, yeah, platypus is a mammal.
Yeah.
A manimal.
No, it's a mammal because it still produces milk and feeds said young with that milk.
Oh, I guess that's right. The mammal thing is about milk.
fur. Fur is a big attribute too, and it has fur.
Funny.
But it also has bird and reptile features, like a duck-like bill, webbed feet, and lives mostly underwater. Males have venom-filled spurs in their heels. I forgot they're venomous creatures.
Yeah.
Dude, the platypus is the weirdest fucking thing.
Well, he's on competition with fucking aardvarks.
Kangaroos.
What are they fucking called? Anteaters.
Dude, kangaroos, honestly, if the kangaroo didn't exist today, or the giraffe, if those two animals didn't exist today, it would be a weird animal of the past. Like, it would be less weird if they were extinct than they actually are existing.
Well, like, do you mean like giraffe is something that should just be extinct?
Yeah, I mean,
they're literally.
Like, think about the concept of what a giraffe is. It's
yeah,
not
it's
like anything you see.
It's literally a
goat
meat
with a really long neck.
Yeah, it's a meat market on stilts, for lions.
They can apparently run really quickly. If that makes sense.
Well, it's because it's because of the way they run. Yeah. They don't run like normal creatures.
That's a massive neck, so if they were to bob their head up and down, they could actually gain a lot of, like, momentum on their body without. I don't know how to say it.
Well, yeah, you're
like,
essentially using
time, so to say.
You're essentially using your head and your neck as a ballast. Yeah.
Like a counterweight. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's also to keep you balanced too, I guess. I actually think that I need to get off the stream, guys, because I kind of want to film me finishing up the end here, and this camera already took a shit, so, and I'm hungry, so I need to go eat something. It was really good seeing you. No bullshit. I hope you're still there. Yeah. And yeah, let's all stay calm and hope things get worse so that they can finally get better. But hopefully not so bad. More death, more destruction. You. It's like, who's getting what they want in all this? Who? There couldn't be anyone. Democrats aren't getting what they want. Republicans aren't getting what they want. I'll tell you who's getting what they want. It's like the only time I ever... No, man, the only person who's getting what they want is me. That's what I want. Because I can't vote one way or another and still win. Because one side is just simply better than the other in terms of benefits for me. I'd love for there to be a check on the LGBT, but there isn't. I'd love for there to be a check on the border, but there's not. It'd be nice if there weren't any lying politicians. That'd be great. It'd just be fabulous. Oh, now I have 4 people in here. Oh man, I should have gotten off. That's okay. I think we can stick around just to see who it is. Yeah. Oh, dang it. Shit. No, I hope everyone's doing all right. I just have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to go. Ugh. But let's actually take a look. Let's take a look. So, let's just put it there. Put it up. Oh shit. I tell you, it's fucking solid, that's for sure. That bitch ain't going nowheres. There we go. Let's take a look. Oh, button's kind of tucked away. I gotta get back. There we go. Got it. Boop. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be evenly spreading light at the bottom here as well as the top there. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to get the lights up here to kind of point that way a bit better. But now that it's in there, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I don't want to accidentally unplug one of them. That would just be the worst. There would be no way to get it back in. So we'll probably just leave it. But we just have 2 more panels to go. And then that third layer will be done. Well, it's 1 frame, pad, liner, and fabric, I should say. Outer frame, filler. So it's the 5th. It's the 5th layer on this thing. Alrighty then. I think that will be it for today. 2 hours and 8 minutes. I think that's probably just fine. That's just fine. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, one big pond. 'Tis only. I don't know how you say that. Good to see you.
He's trying to say moi. I think he's trying to say moi.
It's only moi. Oh, it's only moi. Okay. No, man, one big pond. I didn't know you were in there. I'm glad to see you before I almost hit that button. That is the 5th layer? Is that the final layer? Nope, we probably got 2 more layers to go. I'm thinking about having an initial weave along the side there. I'm gonna have an initial weave that will probably come out and spread out through this thing, or I'll just have multiple layers of swirls coming around and swirling and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. Maybe have like a wire coming this way, up, over, cut. Who knows? We'll see how it works out in the end. That's right. But all I know is that I'm really, really eager to get this thing done for sure. I want to get started on my next project. Who knows what that might be? I'm hoping something big, but I also need to consider making smaller projects for sure. I know that I made this blasting rod in like 5 hours, so maybe I need to concentrate on making stuff like this, and that way maybe I can even sell it if I get around to maybe thinking about But I love all of you very much, especially my later things look like they're coming together nicely. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one.